Hi, beautiful, beloved souls. Welcome back to my channel, which doesn't fit a particular niche. I look at anything, everything through a lens. Hence the name of my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Gem, Jem, Gemstone, and I'm a psychic medium, and I'm an author of about 40 books that you can find on Amazon. And just like my content on YouTube, my books vary, so they don't fit a particular niche. And I've already uploaded 2 parts about my questions, and both of those commentaries that I uploaded today, you can watch one without watching the other. They don't necessarily logically follow on. But this one, part 3, kind of does follow on from part 2. So if you watch part 2, I'll just briefly go over it. I was questioning why aliens looked a certain way and why they didn't look another way. So this is a follow-up, but it's not about questions. Its title is, Why Do Aliens Look So Unsettling? And who chose that face? There's something deeply strange about the way we imagine aliens. Not just that they exist, but how they look. Across culture stories, whistleblower claims, and my own personal experiences, and other people who've had experiences, a pattern keeps surfacing. Aliens are rarely described as comforting. They're not soft, not warm, not familiar in a friendly way. Instead, they tend to fall into 3 unsettling categories: insect-like, reptilian, or almost human, but not quite. And that not quite is where the unease lies. So the question isn't just, what are aliens? It's, why do they look like something we instinctively fear? The ancient alarm system. Long before language, before civilization, before even structured thought, humans survived by reacting quickly, not accurately, quickly. A rustle in the grass wasn't investigated, it was avoided. A shape with too many legs wasn't studied, it was feared. This is what psychologists call threat detection bias. Let me spell that for you. Threat is T-H-R-E-A-T. Detection, D-E-T-E-C-T-I-O-N. Bias, B-I-A-S. Threat detection bias. It's the mind's early warning system. And what triggers it? Jagged movement, too many limbs, cold, unblinking eyes, something that looks human but feels wrong. Insects, reptiles, distorted human faces. These aren't random fears. They're ancient survival codes. So, when people encounter something unknown or try to describe something they can't fully process, the brain may reach into that old filing cabinet labelled things that might kill me, and it pulls out a familiar template. When the mind meets the unknown. Now, here's where things get more interesting and more personal. I have described an experience where a being appeared as a kind of hologram and communicated something very specific, that it could not show its true form because humans confuse beauty with goodness and would react with fear to something that looks repulsive or ugly. If we step back from whether someone believes that literally or not, the idea itself is fascinating because it suggests something profound. What if the limitation isn't what they are, but what we can perceive? Imagine trying to explain colour to someone who has never seen, or trying to show a 3D object to a two-dimensional being. If something existed outside our normal range of perception, then any form we might see might not be its true form at all. It might be translated, simplified, or even chosen. The avatar hypothesis. There's a recurring idea in some whistleblower accounts and speculative discussions that what we see as aliens are not their true selves, but avatars, biological suits, projections, interfaces. Something like a deep sea diver wearing a suit to survive pressure, except the pressure here is humans or human perception. If that's the case, then a new question opens up. Who is choosing the form? Is it the entity itself? An artificial system translating them into something we can handle? Or our own mind completing the picture? Because even in stories involving advanced AI, artificial intelligence, or robotic beings, they almost always default to 2 arms, 2 legs, a head, a human adjacent structure. Why? Out of all the possible shapes in the universe, why this one? The uncanny valley effect. There's a concept known as the uncanny valley. UNCANNY-VALLEY. Uncanny valley. It describes the discomfort we feel when something is almost human but not quite. A face that's slightly off. Eyes that don't match expression. Movement that's too smooth or too stiff. It creates a kind of psychological static. And many alien descriptions sit right in that valley. Greys, tall, pale beings, expressionless humanoids. They're close enough to trigger recognition, but different enough to trigger alarm. It's like the brain says, I know what this should be, but something is wrong. Why insects and reptiles? If aliens are being filtered through human perception, then insectoid and reptilian forms make sense. They represent ancient threats, emotional distance, lack of empathy cues. Insects don't have readable faces. Reptiles don't mirror our emotions. So they become perfect vessels for the unknown. But here is where my question sharpens. Why these creatures and not others? Why mantis-like beings? Ant-like hive minds? Spider forms, but not butterfly-like beings? Dolphin humanoids? Elephant-like intelligences? Or something resembling a soft, friendly mammal? The missing gentle aliens. It's not that humans can't imagine softer creatures. We already do. Teddy bears, puppies, gentle giants. So, why doesn't alien encounters reflect that more often? A few possibilities. Number 1. Fear is more memorable than comfort. If someone has an unusual experience, the emotional intensity matters. Fear burns deeper into memory than calm. Number 2. Threat shapes attention. The brain prioritizes what could be dangerous. So even if something is neutral or kind appeared, it might be interpreted through a lens of caution. Number 3 is cultural reinforcement. Media, stories, and shared narratives have built a kind of visual library to what aliens look like. And that library leans heavily towards eerie, cold, unfamiliar. Number 4, misinterpretation of the unfamiliar. A butterfly might actually be more alien than an insectoid humanoid. So a butterfly might actually be more alien than an insectoid humanoid. But we don't associate butterflies with threat. So the brain might reshape what it sees into something that feels significant. Aliens and demons, shared imagery. Another layer to this is the overlap between alien descriptions and what many cultures have historically called demons. Non-human intelligence, unsettling appearance, interaction with humans, emotional impact ranging from fear to awe. Across time, humans have interpreted the unknown through different frameworks. Ancient times, spirits, demons, gods. Modern times, extraterrestrials, interdimensional beings. But the forms often echo each other. which raises a delicate question. Are we seeing different things or interpreting the same kind of experience through different belief systems? The core question. So we arrive at something deeper than what do aliens look like? The real question might be, where does that image come from? From them? Or from us? Or from the interaction between both? If something non-human were to interact with a human mind, it wouldn't be a one-way transmission. It would be more like two systems trying to translate each other in real time. And in that translation, something gets shaped. Final thought. If aliens are real, we may not be seeing them as they are. We may be seeing what we expect, what we fear, what we can handle, or what they choose to show us, knowing exactly how our minds work. And maybe that's the most unsettling idea of all. Not that they look frightening, but that the face we see might be a mirror reflecting something ancient inside us. So I'll repeat that. Perhaps the most unsettling idea of all is not that they look frightening, but that the face we see might be a mirror reflecting something ancient inside of us. Thank you very much, beautiful, beloved souls. I really appreciate any and every view. I do believe aliens are real. I also have channeled that only on Earth is this idea of solids. We as humans have or believe in solidity. But atoms are in constant motion. Nothing is solid. And I do believe that the aliens are not what they seem, that this is not their body, that they use bodies as like a suit or an avatar. But why, if that true, have they chosen forms that we see as fearful? And that fear comes from threats. A spider, for example, bites. A spider, you instantly go like this, creepy crawly. A praying mantis. You know, when people talk about the mantis beings, people often say that they are top of the hierarchy. And if you look at the insect world, mantis, praying mantis, are very intelligent beings. It makes sense. But I think we humans are putting our biases, our judgments, our preconceived ideas onto these things. For example, we give them emotions. We say that, in general here, this is generalization, that reptilians are evil. A snake. Especially a venomous snake, we are taught to fear venom. We are taught to fear. And I wonder why. So is the question that the forms that they are taking, is it that's how, maybe that's the closest that they can come to something that we recognize. Maybe, again, we're putting our human emotions on them, that they're deliberately wanting to do this to awaken our fear mode. But why no cute teddy bear aliens or dog aliens? And why are they always humanoids? Thank you very much, beautiful beloved souls. Please drop a comment. Please do so respectfully. What do you think of aliens? And I didn't really finish what I was saying, that I believe aliens are able to manipulate solidity, that aliens themselves are interdimensional and they don't need to be solid. But to be here on Earth, they've chosen a solid form. Interestingly, you could argue that reptilians have always been here. And if they have always been here, are they descendants of dinosaurs that are not extraterrestrial at all? And are we being lied to as well? We're told that they're extraterrestrial. The greys point to a certain part of the solar system and say that's where we came from. And it's believed, reptilians came from Draconius and other star systems. But what if that's just BS and they're just telling us that because it's easier, it's much easier to say, well, we came from outer space than that we're interdimensional beings. And again, I want to let you know that when I talk about an entity or a being, I'm including ghosts, entities that we don't know what they are, aliens, the Fae, and cryptids. Everything that's not Earth, an Earth form. All right, thanks again for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Please be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Love, light, and blessings. I'm done. Bye.